Commission wish to take up the matter of the minutes from the meeting of July the 31st.
Yes. Anybody? Go ahead. Move to accept.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No one.
Okay, thank you. Commission now take up applications for public amusement, starting with the license for Carnival by Fiesta Shows. John Flynn is the representative. 2 carnivals for the weekends of Friday, September 5th, Saturday, September 6th, and it will also include a Sunday, which is a separate license for Sunday the 7th. But then there is a follow-up on the following weekend, the 12th of September, which is Friday, Saturday, September 13th. The event is taking place at the Welcome Festival Field at 381 501 Pawtucket Boulevard. And the Friday hours would be 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday hours would be 12 noon to 11 p.m. And for those who need to know, on a Sunday, it would be not before 1 p.m. And it would be no later than 11 p.m. on Sunday.
So this does include Sunday, the 7th.
The application for Sunday is a separate matter. It's a Sunday entertainment license. The city manager is the licensing authority for Sunday entertainment. And it is also a matter that's approved by the Department of Public Safety. And I can make available a copy of that application that Mr. Flynn had filed. But generally, Sunday events are not matters for the License Commission to approve.
Good.
Make a motion, we approve?
Well, no, he's got to identify himself first.
Flynn, doing business as Fiesta Shows out of Seabrook, New Hampshire, sir.
And you've done this before
Numerous events there, sir.
and never been in trouble.
We've never had any challenges there, sir.
Good. All right. Tom?
And naturally, as in the past, subject to this commission's approval, upon approval, I would go ahead and contact the building department, electrical, health, police, and fire to arrange for details.
Thank you. Terry?
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good luck, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. We have 2 applications for events at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, starting with martial arts. Applicant is Global Spectrum, LP. Keith Vasky is the general manager. Representing Mr. Vasky is Todd Studemar. For event at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, the East Coast Fighting Championship, Roman numeral 2. That's Friday, September 12th, from 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Also, Global Spectrum is sponsoring the Leadership Forum. Todd Studemeier is representing Mr. Vasky at the auditorium for the 9th Annual Business Leadership Forum on Thursday, September 25th, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Sir, would you identify yourself and your address?
Good evening. My name's Todd Stademeyer. We're obviously at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, and we're looking to put on these events.
You've had a license before?
We have.
This is not a boxing event, is it?
Not a boxing, it's mixed martial arts.
Okay.
The second event, Business Leadership Forum, is that also mixed martial arts?
It is not. It's Future Leaders of America, the Lowell Future Leaders of America are putting it on.
Okey-doke. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, do we have police for the night of the East Coast Fighting Championship? We have-
Yes, sir. We'll have four police officers on,
Good job.
along with roughly 25 event staff and 4 other outside
job.
security. So,
I would make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved.
thank you.
Mr. Stademeyer, good luck to you. Thank you.
Commission will now take up applications for, well, this should be for the all-alcoholic license that was issued, ratification of a special one-day license that had been issued to Olympio Brazil of the Holy Ghost Society at Holy Ghost Park, 65 Village Street, It was the Eddie Casella Dinner, which was held on Saturday, August 16th, from 12 noon to 1:30 a.m. Mr. Olympia Brazil is here to answer any questions.
Would you introduce yourself, please, sir?
My name is Olympia Brazil. I represent the Holy Ghost Society on 65 Wheeler Street.
Everything went okay?
Beautiful. Nice night. Beautiful. No problems. It's a nice night.
12 noon to 1:30 a.m. That must have been a lot of courses of dinner.
Well, I finish at 12 o'clock.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to,
I would make a motion that we accept ratification.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now the commission will take up applications for malt beverages and wine only, special one-day licenses. David W. Burns of the Centerville Social Club at 364 West 6th Street for a club outing at the club parking lot. It's a fenced-enclosed area for Sunday, August 24th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shall I continue?
Please.
Tracy Martino of Aramark for an event at the Allen House Gallery at 2 Solomon Way for welcome back reception for the English department from Monday, September 8th, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also, Tracy is applying for a license for the Charles J. Hoff Alumni Center at 1 Perkins Street, an alumni reception for Friday, September 26th, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Donna Julian for the Front Plaza, which is being a fence-enclosed area adjacent to the Lowell Memorial Auditorium at 50 East Merrimack Street. It is the ECFC block party for Friday, September 12th, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pete Crew of the Merrimack Repertory Theater, Liberty Hall, 50 East Merrimack Street, starting up with their new season, the theatrical performances by the MRT, starting with the date September the 11th and running through to October 12th. There are 21 dates in total. This will be for the concession, sales, and service, 45 minutes prior to the performance and during a 15-minute intermission. And last is Crystal Arnott of the Lowell Humane Society, the Onyx Room at Western Ave Studios, 122 Western Ave, for the Come Sip Stay Beer and Wine Tasting fundraiser for Friday, October 17th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Would you all please come to the podium?
Well, that explains why the Humane Society panel truck is down near the City Hall. Everyone individually, give us your name and address, please.
David Burns, it's Centerville Social Club, 364 West 6th Street.
Tracy Martino, Aramark Songa Center, 300 Martin Luther King Jr. Way.
Donna Julian, the Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
Donna, could you, what's ECFC? What does that stand for?
It's that fighting, the martial arts fighting. But they're going to do a block party before the event that night, outside.
The East Coast Fighting Championship?
Fighting
Yeah.
championship, right. At
Answered
7.
answered
Again,
my question.
There'll be police officers there? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Peter Crew, Merrimack Repertory Theater, 50 East Merrimack Street.
Crystal Arnott, 951 Broadway Street.
So I have one question. If we don't approve the welcome back reception for the English department, does that mean students don't have to take English this semester?
Means you failed, Cliff.
Means they have cranky teachers.
Anybody have any questions? Does anyone here not had a license before? All right, you all understand that a license is in your name. You need to have the phone number for the police department on your cell phone so that you can call them if there's ever a problem, because you're responsible. You're in charge. When in charge, take charge.
I make a motion to approve all.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So approved. Have fun, everybody.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the matter to do with the special events permit for amplified outdoor public entertainment pertaining to the global spectrum. Dean Esterling is the event manager, but Todd Studemeyer is here on his behalf. This is the front plaza of the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. The WAAF 107.3 rock music via mobile radio station will be promoting the evening's event from 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM. Possible sound checks will be as early as 1 PM out in front of the auditorium. This will be for Friday, September 12th.
How's it going? I'm Todd Stoudemire. I'm representing Dean. Dean's actually apologized he couldn't be here. He's on his honeymoon, so yeah, he had a good excuse. But yep, we're looking to do the amplification. WAAF, we're gonna have a block party before our East Coast Fighting Championship, and they'll just have a DJ playing music outside from 5:30 to 7:30 when we begin. So they'll set up probably an hour before at 4:30.
Sound checks will be minimal.
Very minimal. It's just the DJ playing music, so not a band.
Anybody have any questions? The big thing is that Commissioner McCarthy and I live a few blocks away.
Yep.
This may not be our music, so keep it under control.
Absolutely.
Motion. Motion to accept.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So approved.
Thank you very much.
On the back side or the second page of the agenda, we have an application by the 99 Restaurant of Boston LLC at 850 Chelmsford Street. Amy Manchester is a representative. She is also the manager of record for the local 99. This is the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee. The 99 company is actually not adding a new person, but there are two individuals leaving the company as officers, directors, managing member, one of whom is just retired. Ms. Manchester is here to answer any questions the board may have about the business itself.
State your name and address, please.
Amy Manchester, 58 Eagles Nest Way, Manchester, New Hampshire, 03104.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Manchester? You just had a renovation, right?
Yes.
And things are better?
Were things?
Better structurally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a more lively atmosphere. It's a little bit warmer, a lot less green, a lot more, a little bit warmer environment.
All right. And are you are you the one fleeting up to take the place of the retired person?
He was the president of the company, so I think I'm going to need a few more years.
Okay.
But yeah, he was able to retire quite young, so that's great.
I was in the wrong business. Anybody else have any questions? No.
I would make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you very
It's been
much.
approved.
This is just a Commission now open up a public hearing on the application for Lucky Lantern Inc., doing business as the Mandarin Asian Bistro, for a transfer of the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license from the licensee known as Stella LLC, doing business as Centro, Patricia A. Stella Manager, for premises at 24 Market Street, which is unnumbered doors south side, east side, sidewalk seating for restaurant, dining area, bar area, kitchen, food, prep area on the first floor, the basement for storage only. The licensee, Stella, has a legal closing time at 1 a.m. It is requested that Yu Zhu, who is the proposed new owner of and is the principal and sole officer director of Lucky Lantern Inc., be approved as manager of record for the Lucky Lantern, and also that Lucky Lantern has applied for licenses for common vitler and entertainment to allow for TV and recorded background music, this being at 24 Market Street.
Good evening, everyone. Chris Coleman on behalf of the applicant. I have Mr. Zhu here with me as well. The location you may be familiar with, it's the Centro restaurant right now. It's just about on the corner of Gorman Market. Space, I know you're pretty much familiar with the location, but just for the record, it's about 2,200 square feet there. It's approximately 75 seats inside. There is some sidewalk seating, which I'll address in a moment. The proposed hours, it looks like it's going to be, for right now, 11 to 11, Sunday through Saturday. We may tailor those back a little bit just to see what the activity's like, but they may close a little bit earlier during the week. I think they probably will. Asian cuisine, as no surprise by the name, will be offered. There'll be a sushi bar there, so sushi will be offered at the restaurant as well. Mr. Zhu's got some very good restaurant experience. For the last 14 years, he's been a waiter and liquor server at Chang Show Restaurant in Cambridge. He is a U.S. citizen, and he has completed all of his TIPS training. He plans on being there at least 40 hours plus per week. We've talked, it's nice that he's had 14 years there as opposed to some of the other maybe clients we've had have been a little less experienced. Because we were talking about before we came here the importance of alcohol training for everybody that's there. He's got a pretty good feel for that right now. We'll probably have training on site just for the new employees, and there'll be maybe 6 to 8 employees there. But he does, through his experience, understand the importance of that. They were pretty tough on that in Cambridge as well. Along with the application is an entertainment license request. And as was stated, it's really just going to be a TV or two and some recorded background music, nothing special there. Right now, the arrangement that the current owner has with the sidewalk seating is an agreement with the city. We do not now have that in place. We're working to get that in place. So what we'd be asking the commission to do is approve the license subject to entering into that agreement for the sidewalk seating with the city. And we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Anybody have any preliminary questions? Sorry. Okay, since this public meeting, is there anyone who would like to testify for the applicant? For the applicant? For the applicant. That portion's closed. Anybody wish to testify against? Against? Against. That portion's closed. So you said Asian food. Chinese plus sushi?
Yes, and Japanese.
And Japanese, okay. Not Mongolian barbecue, though.
I don't think that's going to be on the menu. If there's a need for it, though, and well, never know.
It's just a personal thing.
I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion have been made. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So it is approved. Mr. Zhu? Yes, well, welcome to the business. Make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Nguyen and you keep the police apprised if there are any problems, because you're now in charge.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
We also need the ABC to approve the transfer, but
Correct.
that'll be forthcoming, I'm sure.
That's it.
That's
Thank you
it.
very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commission will now open up a hearing on the application by the licensee known as Legal Dior, Inc., the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 645 Pawtucket Boulevard. Patricia Lang Farnsworth is here representing the corporation. This is for change of corporate office director and for change in beneficial interest. Respectfully ask Attorney Farnsworth to enlighten the commission as to the specifics of this particular transaction. For the members of the board, Legal Dior is actually the business where Brunswick Bowling is located, and Legal Dior holds the liquor license.
Good evening, Commissioners, Attorney Trish Farnsworth, and with me is the Assistant Manager, Matthew. The manager, Gail Malatesta, is on vacation, so she could not attend tonight, but Matthew can certainly answer any operational questions you have. But basically, this is an existing bowling center facility. It has had an all-alcohol beverages license. It's owned by something called Brunswick Corporation, which is a publicly traded, huge company that operates bowling centers across the U.S. They actually have two divisions. They also manufacture a lot of sports equipment. So they're selling off their bowling centers to what's called AMF Bowlmore, which is the other big operator of bowling centers across the U.S. So AMF will now be the new owner. AMF has other bowling centers here in Massachusetts. 5 or 6 of them have all alcohol beverages licenses, so the officers and directors have all been approved previously by, the local boards in those cities and towns and the ABCC. They all run, a great operation and know about alcohol service. And certainly, Brunswick here in Lowell will continue to operate as it has been. Gail is remaining on as manager. There's not any new manager. This is a transaction above the licensee level, so that's why we're not here on a change of stock or a transfer of a license. It's a change of officers and directors and a change of beneficial interest is how the ABCC casts these applications.
Ryan, this is not a public hearing per se, right?
It is a public hearing. There was a legal notice published in the local newspaper on August the 8th. It didn't require the applicant to notify the abutters. It's not like they were changing the location or actually applying for a new license. As Attorney Farnsworth had just pointed out, there is a kind of a multi operational transaction going on here with respect to 2 players in the United States as far as bowling is concerned, Brunswick and AMF, each of whom has holdings. Interestingly, though, Brunswick has only this one licensed establishment in Massachusetts, and AMF has, half a dozen other holdings?
Correct.
So it's probably in the best interest for Legal Dior and the local business to have AMF because they're more in tune to what is required for alcohol licensing. I also have had dealings dealing with Brunswick under the parent company located in Illinois. Sometimes there's been a lot of miscommunication in dealing with what information I'm looking for as far as additional licensing requirements, as far as games, coin-operated devices of that nature. And sometimes the Brunswick operation in Illinois is not quite savvy to that situation. I would trust that AMF would be because they've had the prior experience in Massachusetts and what is expected of a Massachusetts licensee.
So, Legal Dior Inc. is owned by Brunswick and is being sold to AMF.
Yeah, presently it's under the Brunswick banner, but it may be in the process of being turned over to AMF as we speak.
My understanding is they're keeping the Brunswick name.
Yes.
Yes, they're keeping the Brunswick name. They're not changing that name, not at the present, anyway. And they would come back here if they're changing the DBA, but they're not at present.
Anybody have any questions before the public hearing?
Is there any change in staff?
No,
No.
no, not at this level. I mean, it's really just,
Right,
way
upper.
up, yeah, the chain, yeah.
Okay, opening the public hearing, is there anyone here to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Closed. Anybody here to speak opposed? 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 That's closed. Any other questions?
Just that the ABC would have to approve this matter as well,
Right.
just for the, point that out.
We've never had any trouble with this, have we, Captain Thomas?
No, there were no, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Krieger, there have never been any calls for service or any disturbances at the bowling alley. It's always been, as far as the police department is concerned, very well run with no problems whatsoever.
Good. Pleasure?
Make a motion that we pass this.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So approved. Congratulations. Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much.
Thank you for your time.
Commission will now take up the matter due with an application filed by the corporation known as DCR Enterprises, Inc., Charlene Rogers, President, for a secondhand motor vehicles license, Class 2 used car dealer, for premises at 1625 Middlesex Street. Presently, the licensee at that location in this specific site is Action Rentals, Inc., Kenneth J. Mackey, President, who has a license number 725-B. The premises is defined as 1625 Middlesex Street, Suite 4, the office area of approximately 600 square feet within the building, and then there's approximately 7,700 square feet of lease space in an open lot for 35 vehicles. Just for a little background on this matter for the members of the commission, the licensee, Action Rentals, is occupying space that also has a second licensee, if I'm correct on that. And they had to differentiate the two sites so that we wouldn't be certainly not to eliminate any kind of confusion, but you need to define each space for each licensee. Action Rentals has a lease agreement. I advised Ms. Charlene Rogers of the matter of a lease agreement that would be necessary for DCR Enterprises, Inc.
Identify yourself, address, please.
Sure. Hi, I'm Charlene Rogers, and my address is 151 Pelzar Road in Dracut.
Thank you. So, in this dual occupied space, Mr. Nguyen, how many vehicles total are there?
Well, the way the lot is defined, it's this particular licensee, Action Rentals, has reserved space that's on the periphery.
Correct.
It's in the back. And Action Rentals' primary business operation was rental of vehicles.
Yes.
And so there is always those vehicles that may have been, their time is up as far as rentals are concerned, and they try to make them available to sell to the public.
Right.
And they store those vehicles in that peripheral area. There is another licensee, as I mentioned, who has a larger area for storage of vehicles.
And his primary business is buying and selling vehicles. Ours will be primary renting vehicles.
So the 35 slots is for everybody.
It's more than, generally, we would be lucky if some of our applicants have 6 or 8 vehicles, or space for as many as 6 or 8 vehicles. So this was a site that had a dealership years ago. I think it was Bob Murphy was a site. I'm not sure Ms. Rogers would know that, but it was a dealership at that location that's come and gone. So this has kind of like been a place that's been subdivided.
How many slots do you have for rental vehicles?
The license right now is for 35 units. It is a shared location, like Mr. Nguyen said. There's the gentleman who sells vehicles, and there's also another gentleman who repairs and does tire work in the same lot. Enterprise was there for many, many years. Action Rentals has been there, I believe, for 3. So it's always been a rental location.
But you sell the used cars yourself. You don't pass it to the other.
What primarily we're looking for is, when we go to the auctions with these vehicles, not really, on occasion, I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2, maybe even a month if I'm lucky, that would come retail buying a car off the street, per se. But looking for the license to be able to buy and sell at the auctions is really what we're looking for.
So you would store the cars until you had enough to bring to the auction?
Well, you don't want to hold on to them for too long, so I would say, if you had 1 or 2 that are looking to come off, you'd get them down as soon as possible.
Where's the auction?
There's one in Odessa, Framingham, and there's also another one in Concord. And they run every Wednesday and Friday.
The used car dealer's license is a valuable ticket for anyone who wants to go to a car auction. If you don't have that ticket, you don't get into the auction. That's why when these rental vehicles are up and they want to unload them, they can at least, as she just noted, bring them to the car auction, put them up for sale.
Well, I understand. I don't think I've bought a new car in decades. Anybody have any questions? Anyone interested in moving this?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion before we vote? Mr. McCarthy?
All set.
All set. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
So, Ms. Rogers, just for clarification, we need to establish that lease for the company.
Absolutely.
And you'll need to be bonded for $25,000 under the corporate name.
Sure, absolutely. Well, as soon as that comes in from the attorney, we'll have that over to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
And last on our agenda is for consideration by the board is to permit the sale and delivery of alcohol beverages during polling hours by our retail package store licensees in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 33, for the state primary coming in September 9th, and also for our state election, November 4th, 2014.
How did this go last time? Any police complaints?
No, Mr. Krieger, to the best of my knowledge, we've never had any issues pertaining to the sale or consumption of alcoholic beverages during elections, either primary or otherwise.
So, Mr. Nguyen, this is for package stores.
Yes.
What are the rules for bars and restaurants? Restaurants.
There's no restrictions for them other than their hours of operation. But the Massachusetts legislature, for whatever reason in its infinite wisdom, decided to let the package stores operate freely like they would the bars and restaurants on election day, as normal course of business. So apparently, I think someone had brought it to my attention that, not City of Lowell, of course, but there are some communities in Massachusetts where a polling place may be adjacent to a retail store and may be in the same building adjacent to that retail store. And so some concern about the alcohol being sold at retail and somebody going in to vote, maybe lose their place if they chose to
You vote for the wrong person?
go somewhere and not go
Or
back.
there's a concern that they're being bribed with cans of beer.
I make the motion, we approve this.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What time?
Approved and approved.